Hey everyone, and welcome to Yoga with Maddyposa. My name is Maddie. We're going to hop right into it this morning. Hopefully, you have a good, relaxing, chill morning, but just arriving into the space, being able to breathe, closing your eyes, arriving into the body, arriving into the mind. Maybe you have a checklist of what you need to do today, but just letting that go, arriving into the four corners of the mat, being here, being grateful to be here. Maybe focusing on extending the spine, straightening the back, being grateful that we even woke up this morning. We're able to move our bodies, doing a quick 15-minute nice yoga flow, treating ourselves. Beginning to bat the eyes open, arriving. Let's do some neck circles. So start whichever direction you want, circling in one side, inhaling and exhaling deeply. Maybe if something feels crunchy, that's what some people call it, just breathing there and staying in that space. Switching directions, going the other way. And when you're ready, finding stillness, bringing the head back to center. Inhale, arms above the head. Grab the right wrist with the left hand and leaning over to the left side, maybe looking up if that doesn't hurt your neck. Excusing my camera for shifting a little bit. It was windy while I was filming, so let's ignore that, act like it didn't happen. Breathing here, leaning even further over. Inhale, arms above the head. Opposite side, grabbing the left wrist with the right hand. Looking up if that feels good to you. Breathing deeply, inhale and exhale. Being grateful today. Arms above the head. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to shift so that our knees come slightly up. So my feet are flat on the ground, arms up, inhale. Exhale, taking the right elbow on the outside of the left knee, grounding through the left arm, coming into a slight twist to wake up the digestive system, looking back behind us, inhaling and exhaling. Ignoring the shakiness of my camera. It was quite windy outside today, but that's okay. Slowly coming out of the twist, switching sides, left elbow to the right knee, outside of the right knee, right hand firmly planted on the mat, looking behind you. Feeling the twist of the spine here, feeling the twist of the body. Slowly exiting out of the twist. Let's go ahead and shift to our knees, coming into child's pose. So connecting your big toes in the back, leaning the booty back over the heels, arms stretch out in front of you. We're going to stay here for a little bit of time, so make yourself comfortable, trying to drop the chest to the mat, touching the forehead to the mat as well, breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Giving ourselves a nice moment of stillness. Maybe if our minds start to wander, let's bring it back to the mat. Shifting into tabletop position, so hands are directly below the shoulders, knees below the hips, coming into cow pose, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, arch the spine like a scared cat. Really bring the shoulder blades far apart. Inhale, cow. Look up, drop the belly toward the mat. Scoop, exhale into cat, scooping the hips down. Cow one more time. Inhale. Deep exhale, arching the back like a scared Nancy. Now taking some authentic spine movements. Here I like to call this jump rope spine. Not sure if it has a technical yoga term, but that's what I like to call it. Maybe looking over one shoulder, looking over the other shoulder. Whatever your spine needs today, I like to give a little bit of time for some authentic spine movements, as we all need something different, especially after a nice deep sleep. flipping the feet, shooting the hips up, arriving into our first downward dog of the day. I'm gonna have to shift my feet here because I realize I'm very much in the back of my mat, but doing whatever you need to arrive into the body, really trying to push the chest closer to the thighs. It's not necessarily important here that your heels touch, but making yourself comfortable. Walk the dog, extending one leg, bending one knee, maybe windshield wiper the heels to one side and the other. What does your body need for this first downward dog and possibly first movement of the day? Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Dropping the knees, arriving back into a child's pose once more. Taking just a little bit of time here, a little bit of gratitude, maybe noticing how this child's pose is different than the first one we did. Who knows? Inhale, we're going to arrive back into a downward dog, shooting the hips up, arriving into a beautiful, beautiful pose that reminds us that there's work to do. Dropping the knees, dropping the belly, pushing the arms up, coming into a cobra pose. We're going to be doing some of these spinal waves. That's what I've heard them called. So from downward dog, dropping the knees, dropping onto the belly, shooting the chest up high, extending the arms, going back into downward dog, however you want to do that. We're going to be doing 5 of these total, so make yourself comfortable. Dropping the knees, dropping the belly, dropping the chest. Now shooting the chest up. And then if you need to even go into tabletop and then downward dog, whatever you need to do, even if you need to pause this and do a little bit slower movement, that's perfectly fine as well. Whatever modifications, adjustments you need to make for your body. I always like to do some sort of flow in the morning though, right? To get my body ready. This uses most of our muscles. We're going to be doing one last juicy spinal wave here, dropping down, extending the chest, extending the arms, flipping the feet, and arriving into downward dog. Being grateful for a body that moves. Great job. Taking a rest here in downward dog. Maybe noticing the body wake up a little bit and dropping once again into a beautiful child's pose. We're going to be staying here for a couple breaths, letting the body rest. Maybe the heart rate rose a little bit with those spinal waves. Now coming on to our knees, I'm going to go ahead and face the camera, but do whatever feels best for you. Extending out the left leg, inhale, arms above the head. Ignore that you can't see my arms. Drop the chest down, arriving into a one-legged child's pose here. Great job. We'll be here for 5 deep breaths. Great job. Feeling the extension of that left leg. Coming out of it however you want. Inhale, arms above the head. Prayer pose, bringing the left leg in, extending the right leg out. Once again, inhale, arms above the head. Slowly dropping the chest. Feeling the booty go back toward that left foot. Feeling the hamstring stretch here. Trying to point the toes toward the front of the mat. Being grateful for moving our bodies today, reminding ourselves that the hard work is often just showing up. Being grateful. Great job. Inhale, arms above the head, dropping the hands to prayer pose. Let's go ahead and find our way to our back. So shifting to the booty, adjusting whatever needs to be adjusted, laying down and bringing the knees into the chest, rocking back and forth, remembering to breathe into the belly, breathing deeply. Now we're going to shift into one of my favorite poses, happy baby. Maybe grabbing the outer edges of the feet, rocking back and forth. Extending one leg, extending the other leg, what feels best for you. I'll always push that because we should always be listening to our bodies. Releasing the legs, having our arms come out to a capital T shape, looking toward the left hand and sending the legs to the right side body. This is a supine twist. I love these in the morning. They remind me that I can get going. Maybe they feel so nice on the entire spine, almost like it's ringing out the spinal cord. Inhale, legs come up to center, shifting the head to the right side, and the legs drop to the left side. Feeling the nice juicy stretch on this side as well. Feeling the spinal cord being wrung out like a nice washcloth this morning. Bringing the knees back to center, hugging in the knees to the forehead, even squeezing your toes and releasing. Exhale, making yourself comfortable for a nice short Shavasana. Taking up as much space as you need. Inhaling deeply. Being grateful of the hard work that we did here, using the muscles and arriving into the space. Relaxing every muscle from the forehead down to the tiptoes. Asking thoughts that come up to kindly come back later. We have plenty of time to think of those. Whenever you're ready, beginning to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes, bringing life back into the body, maybe shifting the head from left to right with a nice massage of the scalp, circling the wrists, circling the ankles, and shifting to one side or the other, doesn't matter which one, arriving into a fetal pose for a short amount of time. Inhaling and exhaling, waking the body back up. And whenever you feel ready, coming back to a cross-legged position, easy seated position. Arriving into the space with a deep breath, maybe a smile on your face for another day that we can face together. Now we're going to be doing something called alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to walk you through it if you've never done it before. It has amazing benefits that I can list in the caption. But to do that, you're just going to take your hand whenever you're ready, using your pointer finger and your middle finger coming to your forehead. We're going to be using our thumb and our ring finger. So inhale, we're going to be plugging the right nostril with the ring finger, and exhaling through the other nostril, plugging it with the thumb. Exhale through that side, the ring finger. Inhale, plug that nostril with the ring finger. Exhale through the nostril of the thumb. Inhale through that nostril, same nostril, plug the nostril. Exhale through the ring finger nostril. Inhale through the same nostril, plug that nostril, open the thumb, exhale. Inhale through the same nostril, plug that nostril, exhale through the opposite one, the ring finger nostril. And drop the hands, returning the breath to normal. Letting it all go. Hands come to prayer center. Be proud of yourself today. I know I sure am. The light in me loves and honors the light in all of you. Thanks for practicing with me. Have a great day. Bye, everyone. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah! Bye bye.